A Pacific Grove police officer is in hot water tonight over alleged social media posts on his personal account. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Alicia Machado. The supposed posts showcase anti-Black Lives Matter sentiment, and while some people are defending it as freedom of speech, others are calling for the officer's firing. One of the alleged posts in question was provided to KION by a Pacific Grove resident. It features the phrase F-word Black Lives Matter and was posted on an alternative social media site called Parler. At a press conference today, the police chief confirms one of the posts under investigation included that phrase. That officer is now on administrative leave as police launch an independent investigation into the controversy that's riled up some people in town. And this isn't the first time this officer has gotten heat over his outspokenness. KION's Josh Cristianto has this story tonight.
Well, that's right, Alicia. Because this is a personnel matter, the police chief here says she can't really get into too much detail on the investigation, but she calls the alleged posts egregious and not representative of her department. F Black Lives Matter. It's those incendiary words allegedly posted by a Pacific Grove police officer on his personal social media account that have some residents calling for his termination.
Oh, he's got to go. Absolutely got to go. There's no place for this type of a person.
PG Police Chief Kathy Matalone says on Saturday this post was brought to her attention after it was posted on Parler, an alternative social media site which brands itself as a place for free expression without violence and no censorship. In another Parler post, the same username seems to be showing support for Kyle Rittenhouse, the teen who was accused of fatally shooting 2 people during summer protests in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Now, an independent investigation has been called in to review these alleged posts made by the officer.
To say that I'm deeply disturbed is an understatement. I assure you that I'm taking this very seriously. I understand that this officer has rights, but I also understand the public sentiment and concerns over this.
Little is being revealed about the officer, except that he's been at the department for about 3 years and is not Caucasian. We do know, however, this is the same officer who was investigated back in May for having controversial decals on his car, including a 3%er logo and a Punisher-like logo. Some residents complain the decals represent extremist views, something which the officer denied. An investigation ultimately cleared the officer of any wrongdoing or violating any department policies. Others in the community are defending his right to freely express his views.
I think an investigation is pointless. What he did is on his own personal time and his own personal social media accounts.
A petition has garnered over 1,000 signatures now, calling for the officer's removal. The police chief says the city takes any allegations of this type of misconduct extremely seriously. And the investigation in May found that the officer in question is not part of any hate or militia group. Reporting in Pacific Grove, Josh Cristianto, KION News Channel 546.